yogis! I'm so excited for today's video because I'm going to share with you one of my very favorite yoga practices, and this is a Japa meditation. So Japa means the repetition of mantra. So anytime you're doing a meditation where you're repeating a mantra over and over again, this is a Japa meditation. And as you know, or maybe not, any type of meditation, the only thing that needs to exist is some type of anchor for the mind, something to put our focus towards. So in this particular instance, we're going to put our focus towards this mantra and repeat it many, many times, making it a japa. The mantra I love to always chant before beginning any practice or anything is to Ganesha. So in yoga, we use a lot of different symbolism and archetypes to represent different aspects of like universal consciousness. So whenever you see like a different deity or a different aspect being mentioned, it's not so much that you're chanting to a specific deity, it's more that you're understanding like the energy that's represented in that archetype, and you're calling in the aspects of that energy that you're needing right now. So in this case, we're going to be chanting a mantra to Ganesha. And if you've ever seen Ganesha, he's the elephant-headed deity. You see him with like a little baby body and a big elephant head. And there's all sorts of stories we can get into with Ganesha, but we'll leave that for another video. What we'll talk about today is just some of the symbolism that you often see with Ganesha, so that as we chant, you can really call in the aspects of the energy that you're needing right now. So with Ganesha, you'll often see him depicted with a little rat at his feet, serving him treats. And the cool thing about Ganesha is this energy recognizes that the ego is a part of us. You know, it exists, and you cannot destroy it or kill it. It's there. The trick is to master it, to come to a space where the ego is now serving you. And the rat in this depiction is representative of the ego. So you see Ganesha kind of lording over this rat, and he's not stepping on it, he's not trying to kill it, or he doesn't have a mousetrap out there trying to exterminate it, right? He's just simply allowing the rat he's dressed it up in nice garb, he has given it a serving platter, and the rat is serving him a tray of sweets. So when you think about the aspects in our lives, like where we're wanting to call in this ability to accept all the parts of ourselves, you know, not just the super spiritual ones and not just the super yogi ones that we want to show to everyone in our yoga studio, but all the aspects that make up ourselves. How can we come to a place to accept everything and allow our strengths, our weaknesses, our quirks, our bad habits, our good habits, allow it all to exist and to serve us in a positive way? This is one aspect of Ganesha. Another that I'll talk about today, because there's many, many we could talk about, but a second one I'll mention today is around, often you'll see Ganesha depicted with like a hatchet in one hand and like an axe, and a lasso in the other. So, you know, like the round rope that you would use to corral horses or sheep or something. So this is depicting the aspect of this energy that allows us to remove obstacles from our path or place them, depending on what's most needed. And so this is helping us to stay on our dharmic path. So our dharma being like our life's purpose, right? Our life's work. Sometimes we make decisions that are wonderful, and this Ganesha energy is there to clear the way, clear the path. Other times, maybe we're trying to force something and we're going down the wrong road, and this energy will toss obstacles in our path until we kind of wake up and realize, okay, maybe I should rethink this choice. So again, as we chant these mantras, it's important to know what's your intention, what are you trying to call in, and we can manifest that through these Japa meditation practices. So the one that I want to share with you today, this Ganesha Mantra, there's hundreds of them out there. This is one of my favorites. And the words are this. You can repeat after me. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. And what this means is Om, right? The symbol of Om, everything. Gam would be like an exclamation point, like, heck yeah, woohoo. And then Ganapataye is just another name for Ganesha, just another way that we call that energy. So, and then Namaha is basically meaning like an honoring of. So basically what we're saying here is like, hell yeah, Ganesha, we're honoring this energy. And it's like a very upbeat mantra, like, yes, bring us all the energy. So it's a very nice, upbeat, energetic mantra for us. You'll notice as we chant, the cadence goes from low to high. It's very simple. And once we get going, it kind of rolls off the tongue. So no need to get into the details too much. So to find a good position for our Jappa meditation, I want you guys to find a really cozy seat. So you can sit here cross-legged in Sukhasana, or you can come to like a hero's pose, kneeling on the knees. In fact, I think I'm going to switch to a hero's pose. And once you've found yourself a cozy seat, try to find some integrity in your seat and just relax. You can keep the jaw relaxed, breathing out through the mouth. And I'll chant the first round to myself, and I encourage you to jump in with the next round and just keep coming, keep going, and allow the words to just roll off your tongue. And as you're chanting, keeping the vibration low in the chest. And just cultivating that aspect of this Ganesha energy you're looking to draw into your life, to your practice today. And we'll take the full mala, 108. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Just allow those vibrations to settle into the body. You can continue here repeating the mantra to yourself internally. Let this be the end of your practice. Namaste.